Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and do we have what I can only explain to potentially be a special place? I think I was going to go with place, special matchup, let's say, for you. Which is, we're in Kingdom 31 right now, and we have what is only going to be an epic face-off. We have JEDI, which has a plethora of troops, players, I mean, just so many to count. It almost fills up my entire dang screen. On the other side, we have DX, led by our boy Jason Gee, and again, quite a few and a lot. However, this is not, let me just zoom out for a moment just to kind of show you what we're working with here, right? This is a lot of people, right? We're in SSS1-10, which is comprised of 31, 33, 39, and 40, right? For all intents and purposes, right, the second strongest merged kingdom group in the game, right? Albeit SSS1-11, which is comprised of 32, I think 34, and I'm forgetting the other two, and I have to look at my spreadsheet. Otherwise, let me see, we got some J01 players over here. But then if we go southwest, we're going to see, oh gosh, I'm always forgetting. I think I went too far. Here we go. Yeah. So then we got some groups right here, which, let me zoom in a sec. This is going to be ANCS. We got J3DI. And then there is supposed to be some, oh, where did they go? Did they move already? How dare they? Okay, I'll have to find out where it is. Oh God, how far do I have to go back here? There's supposed to be another force back here somewhere. Maybe I went too far. Oh, I did. Here we go. Okay. Oh, so, dude, they are moving right now. This is _DX and -DX that's popping off. Now, the interesting part, so I'm going to have to probably lower, we'll see how this is going to hold up. So one of the things and advice I've been giving people is to, like, lower render quality. Oh, dude, there we go. Here's ANCS and their flying battalion unit. Right? So I called this out in the beginning a little while ago before I got off work and had to go walk the dog. I called attention to it. I said, look, why are you guys trying to impress me with your all-flying Legion? This is something that I've been wanting to see for but Jesus knows how long, right? And I always feel that this could be a really cool thing to do if you had kind of an all-flying battalion that just, again, maybe that didn't attack right, not attacking face head on, right? You're kind of more of, like, you're operating kind of more of in a Cav type of mindset, where the idea being is that you're looking for flank opportunities, you're looking to get kind of good ratio trades out on the perimeter, again, kind of getting behind or to the side of big battles. Once battles engage, then you're kind of going in, just kind of being a nuisance, right? Whether you're trying to disrupt, draw some attention away, maybe pull aggro in one direction. Again, these are things that you can kind of do with that type of a specific battalion set. Okay, now let's head back up here. Oh, wait, they're still attacking. Here we go. Yes, I don't think this has started yet. Let's go back in. Okay. Recording, so don't make me have to stop this if the standoff takes more than 10 minutes. They'll love you all. So let's see. Because last time I was recording and it took forever, right, to start. So it wasn't optimal. Like I would have had to hang around for an hour, right? Because I just didn't know when everything was going to kick off. So we'll see. I mean, listen. Again, I'm not forcing anyone to go at all. I'm just simply telling people it is what it is, right? I don't have a plethora or a surplus amount of time, as most people know. I got a full-time job. I got a family with 3 little girls. So for me, having to take care and maintain a house as well, on top of doing content and finding time and pockets to do content, for me, I always appreciate anytime anyone gives me a heads up, right? That's first and foremost. And however, I don't have all day, and that's not against anyone else. That just falls on me, for my own time. So, again, as much as I'd love to see them just go at it, if they do or not, it doesn't matter. Again, I say that, with kind of all love and care and joking aside. So let's see where I got to go. And again, maybe this fight will happen sooner. So we'll see. Oh, I think they're slow building it out more. Interesting. So _DX just dropped this flag. Yo, why does DX have their own flying unit too? Why are you guys all trying to impress BN today? Hey. Oh, man. I love it. I love it. This is the first time, I want to point this out. This is the first time I have ever seen one, like there's two parts here. The first one is a dedicated flying battalion, and then the second is two dedicated flying battalions on both sides, right? Absolutely love this. This is kind of that traditional RTS type setup that you're thinking of. And, you know, it was funny because there was like this one StarCraft match, a StarCraft 2 Pro match that I watched out of the ESL or the GSL it was. And I just remember it was this Korean pro. I believe he's Korean. I probably shouldn't say because I'm not 100% sure. But I'll just say this Asian Oriental pro that I was watching, and he was going up against someone. Maybe it might have been Scarlet or someone else at the time. And anyways, point being is one of the things I saw them do was essentially like micro drop their unit. And essentially they had a hovercraft or a transport unit. So they were basically kiting the transport unit back and forth. And every time they stopped here, they dropped the unit would attack. They picked them back up, drop them, attack. It was as though he was timing out the shooting or the action animation or the mechanic within the unit to time out the interval drop, so that way each time the unit dropped, it would attack, and it would only be there for a quarter of a second, right? And it would do its attack animation, pick it back up, and so that way the unit wouldn't take damage, but it would kind of be doing free damage. It was just such high-level APM. I just absolutely loved watching it, and I'm sure other people have done that as well. But that's kind of what it makes me think of, right? Not exactly that, but just the idea that we're kind of getting to this traditional RTS of where you're having multiple different unit focuses and unit type or role types. That's what I love the most about where COD can really go. And I might have to lower my render. You know what? I think I am going to lower my render just a little bit more. So this is a little tip here. If you want to improve big fights, you lower render quality, right? So 1, I felt like is pretty good. I might have to go back to 1. That looks really blurred. We might just have to suck it up and hang out at 1. Because I was at 1.2 before. And you could tell, right, the quality already switching on screen. But the challenge is when you have really, really big fights, it is, right? And I think the thing with 31, or I should say with SSS1-10, is at least for the PvP battles that I have covered thus far, there is just respectfully, whether it's them just doing it at peak time or at a specific time, there seems and appears to be, is what I should say, more overall active players, right? Because you can even see as they're moving, I'm even getting already a little bit. And they're probably doing some repositioning right now. But again, we'll see. If I have to go to 0.9, I will. Because typically if you lower render quality, it'll improve your what you're seeing on the field. Right, as far as loading times, it'll reduce lag. I assume it reduces latency and anything else that kind of factors into the actual units themselves with the name showing up, and then on top of that with the actual damage animations, right? So like the red, the purples that you're seeing from artifacts, etc. So yeah, seems like it's just kind of a fun poke game right now. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. So... yeah, right now we're just kind of biding our time. Yeah, we'll see. Again, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll be excited when it starts. But sometimes that's kind of how battles will initially go, right? You're just kind of feeling each other out, and what I'd love to see eventually is some type of like true poke game, right? Where you're really kind of utilizing your mages, those with the very far range, and kind of fighting that out, right? Trying to poke the front lines essentially to where you're either whittling a side down or you're kind of forcing a side to engage, right? Because maybe they're annoyed or they just want to go, or you're whittling them down enough to where you can go, right? So, and I want to point out something here as well. Let's look at both sides. This is pretty cool. I want to point this out here from ANCS_-DX. I think there's another one over here too as well, so I apologize again. I might not name everyone, even though we did in the beginning. The thing I like here is that there's kind of a cognizant awareness of, hey, we need to put infantry frontline and then going here. Oh, wow, are we about to go? Oh, my God, are we about to go? Are we about to go? Are we about to go? Oh, my God, let's get it. They are going. However, I want to say this. I would have loved for this to be just a tidbit. Oh, is it going to still stay? Good, it still stays. So I'm going to hang out for a second. I'm not going to move anything yet. I want to point out that I loved ANCS just going. However, what I would have liked to seen is everyone moving in unison, right? So not just the infantry, but when the infantry moves, the ranged is moving, right? So this way, ranged is attacking the moment that infantry hits the other front line. That's typically how you would want to do it, right? If you're trying to be as efficient and as coordinated as possible. So this is a little, this is rough. Okay, we're going to go down one render quality. I know it's probably going to reduce a few things here, but I want to be able to show you guys off. I mean, again, if I can get there, right? That's going to be the challenge, is me actually being able to pull this up. Of course. Man, I might have to go somewhere off screen. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this up. Okay. We might just have to hang out a sec to do it. Wow. I mean, this is intense, though, right? This is pretty cool. Again, you can say, regardless of us not being able to see all of the negatives, right, who's attacking to, at least I can see some profile or Legion cards, along with being able to at least see some Terrifying Inferno, Time Bomb, Divine Mercy getting thrown down, get that Terror of Arbin drop, getting some nice heal. Nice. Terrifying Inferno again. Oh, gosh. Just look at those plus and CC degrades there that are being thrown down for the Scorch and the Slow. Even a Negative Gloom, too, as well. Ooh, nice. This is the... oh, gosh. Why am I forgetting what the name... It's not Piercing Shot. It's essentially the one I say. It's like the Scorpion King, right? It's like the Rock pulling his big bow and like firing three arrows that get thrown down. And I'm forgetting because I know it is a newer artifact, too, as well. Nice Time Bomb. Dragon Tamer being thrown down. Nice. And again, it's kind of hard to talk and not hard to talk, hard to show and explain where those are getting thrown down, because really we can only kind of go off of animation thus far, at least until things stabilize a little bit. This is anarchy. This is anarchy. Do I love it? Absolutely. So again, it kind of sucks because I feel like I'm just kind of watching a murder ball, even though it's not really that. Let me see if I can go back into settings real quick. Let's see if we can lower this. Okay, nothing's showing up. I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer. So yeah, we'll hang out. Terrifying Inferno getting thrown down. Ooh, was that Acid Breath? I think so. At least it looked like it might have been Acid Breath. Oh, nice. Shadow Games getting thrown down. I love the Shadow Games animation. Time Bomb there for Lazy Life. Okay, so I think it might be getting a little bit better. Oh, can I even move? Oh, good, I can move. Okay, dude, this is just... You know what this looks like? It literally looks like a promo animation to the game. Like when they did a commercial on Call of Dragons and the fighting. It almost looks as though... Right, because you can't see anything, so it kind of gives you this type of like visual effect that, it's almost a promo video type thing. Okay, let's go see what's going on over here. I'm curious. Have they... Oh, God, how far off am I? Right, I'm far off, aren't I? I have to be. No, I'm not that far off. Where am I going? Here we go. Okay. Yo, I can't even see anything. I must just... it's just telling me go back. That's what it's telling me right now. Dang, I can't see anything, yo. What is going on? Okay, we're going to have to go... I can't see anything. We're going to have to go back. Yo, watch me go back, though, and then I can't see anything over here. Right? That's exactly how it's going to... oops, where am I going? I'm losing everything. Yep. Look at that. I can't see anything here either. Okay, hold up. Let me do this. Let me go back. This is what we're going to do. We're going to try and fix this. Let me hopefully settings will pop up. Whoa. Dude, so because of how much action is going on in the kingdom right now, I can't even change settings. Wow. That's when you know. Yo, even chat isn't loading. All we can see is the quick. That is nuts. I shouldn't have even moved. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, but I should have lowered my render quality. Sorry, we're over in Calty. I'm tripping right now. That's what I should have done. I should have lowered my render quality. Let's just see if we can go back in here. This is probably going to be the smaller. Okay, nice. Now we're actually being able to see some stuff that's happening. Probably because enough units have died. Or enough legions. Okay, cool. Okay, now let's try and see if we can go to settings to just improve this a bit. Let me see if it'll pull up. It's still not. Okay. Well, All right, well, we'll worry about it when there's less action going on. So really, if anything, I just want to capture the madness. This is intense. Oh, let's see if we can get a look at the flying units real quick. There's action. They're doing pretty much exactly what I said as far as talked about. Would love to have seen, right? However, it looks like DX has a dedicated group that's paying attention to it, and if that's the case, nice heads-up play, loving the tactical awareness. Again, that's something that you don't just want to let them kind of run away with. However, if I was ANCS in this situation, I don't know if I would have overextended that much. I would have, again, hung out more on the water region, take advantage of the good ratio trades and opportunities that you can get. There's that vicious strike getting thrown down, right? This is where you got the big archer that's firing those up to 3 shots. Big negative 6K there. Oh, nice. Okay, now where's that other Flying Legion? Did they wreck that other Flying Legion already? I can't tell. Okay. But this is nice though, man. I'm not mad at it. Okay, let's see. I think we're still on the front. Ooh, is there something happening over here? DX. Oh, it is. Okay, I'm tripping. No, they're already. I was like, yo, what's going on? They're already past it. All right, very nice. Now, zooming out. Ooh, wow, dude, nice sword oath play there by Kong on the Cav unit. Gosh, dealing a bunch of damage. Ooh, that was a nice Shadow Games being thrown down right there from Zenitsu. Love it. Man, I just like how we're seeing a nice kind of, at least what it feels to be an equal representation or a nice diversified and varied representation of unit types here. Oh, dude, that big damage for that sword oath being thrown down there. And that's what it seems. It's like sword oath and, a royal punishment. There we go. That one being thrown down there, right? Big negatives. Those are the big ones that it seems like we're really seeing a lot of. Oh, dude, that running away Shadow Games there from Dukes, hitting at least 2 or 3 people. That was nice. But when we're seeing Cavs, I've been seeing this pretty often with those 2 artifacts being typically ran a little bit more for meta play versus others. Now, I'm sure some other people are kind of testing, and I'm sure there's probably others that try different types of artifacts. However, at least for the last couple big fights that I've been watching and seeing, that seems to be pretty consistent. And one of the other kind of off-Cav runs that I've been seeing is we've been seeing kind of Hosk being ranked secondary in some of the Cav Legion marches. So, again, I think I was seeing either Emrys Hosk or Bakshi Hosk that was being ran. Not too often, but sometimes I'll see it here and there. Yeah, and I'd be curious. I probably need to message. I know who the people are. At least I think I can remember the names for those that I saw. But I would be really curious to see, for those of you that are running that specific, if you're running Hosk as a secondary on your Cav March, I would be curious, how do you feel about the trades? To me, it seems like it could be nice. However, I'd have to see some reports to really see. And I think asking some people that are running it more consistently might allow for us to get a little more detailed of an answer for kind of what their experience has been like and how favorable or not you feel it is kind of running the traditional Emrys Bakshi or Bakshi Emrys. So if you are, let me know in the comments. I would be really curious. So ANCS trying now to recover a little bit here, right? DX doing that big push there from hyphen and underscore and getting to this point where now they are building their own tower. I should say continuing to build their tower. But now ANCS, again, man, trying. It doesn't seem as though they really have the numbers in a sense, but momentum is somewhat shifting. You can kind of see from the landscape where you have some of the DX units that are retreating, right? Even though it appears that DX has more troops, or I would say about, if not a little more, than ANCS does. But what's interesting from what you're seeing here is how the visual appearance, right, the optics of when you have a number of people that are just pushing and pushing towards you, sometimes the kind of mob mentality or the mob perspective can be, okay, well, we need to retreat now, even if the fight might be more even matched or not as unfavorable as it may appear to be, right, from face value. But now it looks like DX recovering a little bit here and kind of reforming their line. This is nice. Again, I like how they are spread a little bit more here. One of the things that you often hear me talking about is making sure that you are spreading out and not clumping or hiving your units too much. You can see here from DX, right, if you're kind of going up here from Kaylee, H, all the way down here to Andreas, you can see based on the kind of, we should say the POV or the Legion hero cards, right, you're not seeing too many units overlaying or overlapping one another. So that's something that I do like to see. We don't typically see it too often, at least for a lot of the fights that I've been watching. And again, we will try and go northeast as well here in a bit. I do want to make that attempt to go and see, because I'm hoping that we'll be able to catch some of the fighting there, right, from kind of from what some people consider to kind of be the main fight. However, this fight alone is holding its ground. So not to take anything away from the Alliance and the players here, because this has just been great to watch. A lot of mages, though, that you could see. We got some Kanaras, looks like a Nico that we saw there, another Kanara up there. But again, mage meta really seems to be the case. And I think often because one, and I've talked about this in other videos, but I think mage, what with it having very far range, on top of the fact that if you're going to run like physical DPS, to me it almost feels as though, even though yes, archers technically do the most damage as far as output DPS, if you're kind of looking at the unit stats, the challenge sometimes is that you could argue that it favors a little bit more of the players that are more near the end game as far as tech goes, just because one, you have more stats on your archer DPS, right, and you typically have to kind of have better micro, and if you have maybe more movement speed, for example, on your archers, right, that can kind of help whether you're engaging or disengaging at certain points. So you just have less margin of error, really, when you think about kind of running mage. And I think that's why, for typically that and or Cav, sometimes can favor free-to-player kind of low spend. And I'm sure there's others as well. Again, I'm not kind of going off of hard stats at all, just kind of more of what the impression is for a lot of the PvP that I've seen thus far. So yeah, it's water. Probably should do a poll on that. Right? That's what we should do. Okay, let's go take a look now, because the fighting has been bananas. So I want to see what's going on. Okay, oh, dude, here we go. Oh my God, are we going to be able to see some action? Yes! All right, here we go. We are finally in the ravine here with Squiggly DX, NCDX going up against JEDI JO2. This is the main... I shouldn't say main event, main fight. I'm not a boxing analyst or anything like that, or announcer, right? We're not Jimmy Buffer, right? Was it Jimmy Buffett? What's his name? Jimmy Buffer, right? So someone's gonna let me know in the comments down below. I think I'm half right. Oh man, this is pretty awesome though. Again, lots of clumping here too as well. Again, I'd love to see a little bit more spread. Same thing on the NCDX side. Where's Jason? Where's our boy Jason Gee? There he is. There he is. What's Jason doing? Where's he going? Did I miss him? Or does he have to try and find him again? I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Okay. Oh, never mind. That's not him. It was just his left Mary Kate and Ashley, if you know what I mean. All right. NCDX DX pushing decently here. All right. Excuse me. JEDI. My apologies. JEDI JO2 pushing on NCDX and DX as they do fall back. Now, I wonder, are they going to fall back to a staging area, or are we hard falling back here? Because it kind of looks like we're hard falling back. All right, but again, if JEDI JO2 has the momentum, which it appears to be that they do. Ooh, burst strike going down. Very nice. All right, what was going on the ramp? I thought they had like some ramp thing that was... Oh, here we go. Dang. So some of the JO2 JEDI members have already taken it over to the DX ramp. See, this would have been nice for them to try and get to. Dang. So DX destroying... Oh, I didn't realize that JO2 and them had kind of made it... Oh, wow, they did make it all the way there. Oh, I see. I see what we're doing now. So they're destroying that. And they're destroying... Let's see, DX. Interesting. Oh, I see. They're destroying the JO2, and then DX is destroying the other one that's over here. Okay. Got it, got it, got it. We're in it. This is intense. There's a lot that's going on right now. Too much PvP on this map to keep up with. However, I'm happy that at least, I want to thank you, at least enough units have died to where, one, we can see a little bit more. So thank you for that. I appreciate your kindness. Not in the units or yourselves dying, but thank you for at least just reducing some of the bandwidth, whatever it is, the bandwidth pressure, stress, or threshold that's being put right now on the server. So if it allows us to see a little bit more PvP, I am excited. Oh, let's see here. We're going to take this call. Hello? Hello? All right, team, we are back. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. The lady called me, and again, you know, happy wife, happy life. You want to stay not single and not free to mingle? Got to make sure you pick up that call when your woman calls, if you know what I mean. All right, but hopefully some of you have at least been enjoying a lot of the PvP that we've had an opportunity to show off here. And I'm shocked. I don't know if anyone noticed this, but while I'm on the phone talking to my lady, the fact that I scrolled up and we were able to watch this epic ramp battle, right? Just moments before it started. I mean, talk about just sixth sense, right? Just knowing what we need to know and where the camera needs to go. I'm amazing, I know. All right. Let's see what's going on. Ramura said you better stream next time. Listen. So this is the thing about streaming. I can stream. I'm able to stream. I would love to stream. However, the challenge is that I would basically need to be doing this full time. Like, that's the short version of it. Like, I would need to be making enough to where I could essentially quit, you know, my full-time job, more or less, to where I could focus on doing this full time, where I'm putting out consistent content and then finding moments to stream, especially if videos are going to be a little bit longer, like this one right now, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been a nice mix of commentary and for the moments of not having commentary, even though I would have been fine with commentating the entire time, right? Still being able to show you guys off some quality PvP in a couple different areas within the Kaltia region here on SSS1-10 has been great. But for me to be able to justify streaming, I mean, it doesn't mean that I can't do it. It's just, you got to understand, like, I'd have to be able to say, you know, look, I need, you know, like, if I was doing this full time, it would just be a lot easier, because then I can tell my lady, all right, well, you know, again, I might not need to be here 8 hours a day straight, so to speak, right? Even though I could treat it like that, you know. And some people have asked me about, well, boss, why don't you do a Patreon? Or boss, why don't you do like Discord memberships? Or, you know, why don't you enable donations or things like that? Or it's whatever the YouTube super thing is, right? That you can do memberships on there. I mean, again, I could. It's just, I don't know. You know, it's not that I'm finicky about it. It's more so that I want it to feel that there's value. Right, where if I'm going to do something like a membership, or I'm going to say, hey, here's a subscription if you guys want to pay for it, it has to be something that first and foremost, I believe I can consistently do, where I'm consistently putting out content or consistently doing something that's a perk of that subscription, to where I feel it has value for you. Right, so it doesn't come across as like some type of money grab. It's just not me. It's one of the reasons why, you know, I haven't done anything like that. I've been asked multiple times, whether it's in comments, DMs, people saying, "Hey, dude, I would totally pay for you to do this so you can have time to like pull stats." Like, I've had people that like just enjoy watching my spreadsheet videos. And they said, like, dude, and people tell me I would pay you a subscription just to get your spreadsheets, like just to see you pull all the data across the game. People say they love that. And don't get me wrong, it is fascinating how there almost ends up being different viewer categories within those who do enjoy watching the content, right? Some people that probably just come for the war videos, some people that may just come for the spreadsheets, some people that might just be here for whenever I do guides, or you know, if I'm kind of pulling out you know, like in-game player data on, you know, what's the meta for things like that, or certain trends. But yeah, I don't know. That's the short version for me, is that I want it to feel justifiable. I want it to feel that it's something of value, where it makes sense for whenever I do decide to do it, as much as I'd love to, and I think eventually I will. But yeah, that's my answer. So yeah. Alrighty. And yeah, and like I said, I'm probably the best thing I really need to do is just start jotting something down on a notepad or on a spreadsheet, and just kind of listing off, like, hey, if I do this tier, here's some ideas, and just kind of adding to it as I think of them, or if I get inspirational ideas from members like yourselves of the community, you know, that I can kind of jot those down and maybe start kind of putting together something that I think could be a good package. All right. We are almost 42 minutes. And guess what? Non-stop fighting. That's what we love. So this is the thing for me on ramp battles, right? And if you've seen or if you've watched any of my content before, you know my feelings on ramp battles. It's pretty straightforward. Do not just chill on the ramp, right? My view, if you are trying to push the ramp, you should not fight on the ramp. Why? Because you're fighting on a choke point. You push all the way up through the ramp, or you play the long game. You play the poke game, right? Where you're coming off to the side here and poking them, or you're coming off to the side here and poking them, or you're going up here and attacking other people, as an example. I mean, they're kind of already here, right? JL1, JEDI, but just as an example, right? Or you're fighting on other fronts to force them off of the ramp, right? But you're being, in my opinion, more proactive than you are reactive. And that's my view on kind of fighting ramps, on doing ramp battles, just because of the fact. Now, it doesn't mean that you cannot win. I'm not saying it's an absolute lose-lose if you're going to fight a straight-up bottom ramp, top ramp type scenario. It's just the challenge is that you're typically going to be incurring a lot more AoE damage onto you if you are fighting at the bottom of the ramp or at the middle of the ramp compared to being at the top of the ramp. And that's because you can spread out a little bit, at least a little bit, at the top of the ramp compared to being at the bottom, at the very bottom of the ramp, right? The bottom entryway or the middle of the ramp, right? Kind of like how you see some of these players right now from NCDX and DX. Right? My thing is like, look, you got all these people here. Why don't you just form a staging area at the bottom of the ramp that you can fall back to, and then you counterattack and you re-engage, right? Like that's typically what you would see, or that's what we'd like to see, I should say, when you're thinking about that. Typically, if you're withdrawing, it should be withdrawing with purpose, right? Unless you literally have just been completely decimated and crushed, that's different. But if you still have a fighting force, which JEDI and JO2 do, right, that's something that you would want to try and do, right? It's kind of forming, and whether everyone's putting a marker down and saying, hey, look, this is our staging area. So if wherever we're treating, start gathering here already. That's what you should be telling people. So that way you can re-engage and fight instead of it being a little bit more kind of strung out and delayed. All right, let's see if we can go back over here to, where am I? I got to go a little farther, I think, to see what's going on. There's got to still be a fight going on. There is, dude. ANCS J3DI underscore and hyphen DX. So funny how I have to say that. All right. Got to get some good high quality H2O. This has been awesome. Gotta hit him with the love. Just for you, swaggers. All right. Oh, it is. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, this has been wild, right? Usually I do not record videos this long, right? Usually you're seeing me somewhere kind of in that 20 to 30 minute range for my PvP videos. And that's mainly because I just think that's a nice window. Right? If you're trying to watch a lot of PvP, if I just recorded 10 or 15 minutes, I just don't think that's enough to really show what could be the opportunities to have some nice back and forth where you're seeing multiple sides pushing. Like there's been videos that I've watched or that I've recorded, excuse me, where you're seeing people attacking a ramp, making it all the way up the ramp, getting pushed back all the way down the ramp, and then re-pushing the ramp up again to retake control at the top. Like that to me is awesome. Like that's sweet. I love seeing that where you're being able to show off that type of tactical play, that type of being able to kind of reconsolidate yourselves, right? Rebulk up or rebuild up, and then trying to engage again. Being able to kind of see those back and forth is, again, what I enjoy. So, epic fight with crash and lags. Shockingly, it hasn't crashed on us yet. Right, so I think we're doing something good. On top of, I think the render quality has been helping out a lot. Right, again, for what I showed people in the beginning, right, we're still at 1. The only time it was really rough was at the beginning when there was maybe 500, 600 legions, who knows how many, but it had to be up there. That was the only time we saw it, just until maybe 100 died or 150, however many, right? And now it's pretty smooth, right? Like I would argue this is okay, even though there's still a good, healthy amount of players that are on the map. See, yeah, we just saw a little delay there. Oh man, this is what I mean. I could break this up into like a two-part video too as well. Just sit here and record for the entire fight and be like, "Oh, here's the first half, part 1. Here's part 2." I don't know. It's not, I'm not really trying to milk it like that. I'd rather just upload the whole video. Hopefully, you guys have been able to hear. I assume you'll be able to hear some of the background for some of the sound effects, because I did turn that up a little bit. So hopefully you can hear a tidbit. And even when I was muted, when I had to mute temporarily because I was talking with the lady, I did turn it up a little bit there, hoping that might have been, somewhat of some nice kind of filler sound effects, or I should say audio, that you could hear. I mean, listen, I'm going to say, man, it doesn't really feel as though there's kind of any clear winner here. I mean, being honest, it is a fantastic back and forth right now between, again, ANCS, J3DI, _ and -DX here on this southern side, right? There's Timmy. I'm so sorry, Timmy. Butters will save you later. Maybe. All right, let's see. So did they just kind of fall back to their respective sides? I will say this, though. Right, even though, they're not kind of all outing, I do like the fact that they're saying, cool, we're going to fight this out, but you know what, if we need to regroup, and yeah, sure, I'd love to see that whole staging and everything I mentioned as well before, but I will say, I do like to see that there seems to be a sense of organization and kind of recollecting oneself to say, look, regardless if we're not going to stage there, we're at least going to fall back and restage somewhere. In their cases, it just ends up being at the top of the ramp, of their respective ramps, right before they kind of go into Death Valley, if you will. So, right, and for me, that's been cool, right? That has been cool to see the fact that there's just been so much consistent fighting. So, anyways, I think that is actually going to be a great point to end it. I'm coming up on almost 50 minutes here, and I'm going to say, again, the fighting has been awesome. Make sure you guys hit your boy back. Oh, hang on, I got to give some shout-outs real quick to people who let me know about the fight happening here in SSS1-10. So Jason Gee, got to give a shout-out to. I got to give a shout-out to Kay. It's only showing Kay, so I apologize. It's not telling me who else. Sithis as well. Mandu ended up telling me about this. Gray Balls told me about this. And I think Roma Rocky told me about this. And Sod. Sorry, I got to give Sod a shout out too as well, because he told me. And I think that's probably it. Is that it? No, it's not it. And Ahmed ALD. There we go. So about 6 or 7 people hit me up right before all the action was going to start. So again, and if I missed anyone, my apologies. Right, I again try to remember as much as I can in the moment. I'm shocked I even remembered this towards the end. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this fight, about the engagements all in all. I want to point out, as my very last note here, that I loved seeing the whole flying legions. I liked how when we were looking here at this fight specifically between ANCS, J3DI _ and -DX, I liked how they ended up positioning their infantry, like we mentioned before, kind of on the front line, had DPS on the back line. It felt very kind of Total War Rome-esque to me, with that nice traditional RTS mixture. And so that, I think, is something that, again, I just love when everyone kind of gathers together and you just have a big fight that starts it off, right? I always can really appreciate and respect that. It doesn't really matter to me however you want to fight. It's just visually, I love the fact that everyone's like, look, dude, we're just going to totally go Troy versus Sparta, right? And it's going to be, I'm forgetting, not Sparta versus Troy. It's why am I forgetting the two sides right now? It's like Agamemnon's army, and then you have the Trojans, and I'm forgetting. Anyways, you guys know where I'm going with this. Essentially, just 2 big armies or 2 big sides that are lining up to fight, and then just kind of waiting for a countdown or something, or doing the poke game, like we mentioned as well, right? So that's going to do it for me. I'm going to stop rambling. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know anything and everything that you guys thought, because to me, this was fun. Invite your boy back. I can't wait to see more, and there is going to be a lot more, because you have to think about that. There also is more alliances that are not in this region yet in SSS1-10, so that will be exciting to see, right, for when Zone 3 pops off. I can only imagine that's going to be bigger and better, but this has been great. Really fun watching. I thought there were some good takeaways. I think there were some opportunities too on both ends. Got to see a lot of what some players were running for their Legion comps. And again, being able to kind of speak to those, at least the best that we can, because with the lag, we weren't able to see everything. So that now officially I'm ending. I promise that's going to do it. As always, until next time, I will catch you later.